Ladies and gentlemen, we are back to doing our Monday Night Raw and TNA Impact reviews. And tonight, it's WWE Raw, the first night after the Over the Limit pay-per-view. How did things shake out? We're going to talk about everything, including the big news. Batista quits right here and now. The return of Big Al and the Raw review. Tonight on WWE Raw, Batista came out. He was the first thing that we saw. He wanted a rematch with John Cena, who put him through the entrance ramp last night at Over the Limit. Bret Hart comes out of nowhere, and it's announced that he is the new GM of Raw. And I think that's a good move. I think it's good to have Bret Hart involved, have him on the program. He's a positive force for the WWE at any age. So as a GM, I think it's a good move. Batista didn't get his wish, and he was so upset about that, he announced that he was quitting the WWE. He was leaving. And I guess this is the way that they are going to get Batista out. We all know he was having some contract issues. He didn't want to re-sign. There were some issues about putting him in a movie. They replaced him with Triple H. Either way, it looks like right now, Batista is no longer involved with the WWE. We'll see where this goes. We'll see if he comes back, if he sticks around somehow, or if he ends up somewhere else. I don't think TNA could afford him. So we'll see what happens with Batista. But he quit tonight. I hope we see him show up somewhere because he's so good now on the mic. I used to rip on Batista all the time. And if you go back just a little bit in my reviews, I said I wasn't a fan of his. His mic work has gotten so good lately, hasn't it? He's a great heel. He's been a great bad guy. And I've enjoyed pretty much everything that he's done since they turned him heel. So I'm going to be sad to see Batista go. He was one of the reasons to watch Raw for me. Orton, Batista, there's some, Jericho. There's some guys on here, Edge, who are worth watching Raw for. Raw started off well enough, pretty eventful. Batista's leaving, and Bret Hart is the new general manager. Next, we have a qualifying match because there's going to be a fatal four-way pay-per-view. Bret Hart offered a qualifier to Batista, who refused, who's too hurt. That's another reason I guess he was pissed off. So Randy Orton already made it. So we already have Cena, we have Orton, then we have Sheamus in a match with Mark Henry. Who do you think's going to win that one, right? How did Mark Henry get in the qualifier? I don't understand these qualifiers because they just pull wrestlers out of nowhere. I'm surprised Santino wasn't in the qualifier. But Mark Henry lost, obviously. Sheamus is in. So Sheamus, Cena, Orton, and then at the end of the show, we have a three-way match. Chris Jericho, Edge, and Cena. I guess Cena can't get a shot at his own title, but it was going to be whoever beats Cena first, whoever wins the match or loses to Cena. Whatever they were going with that. That was a poor choice to have Cena as the guy, in a qualifier. He's the champ. That was stupid. But it was a pretty good match. It was a good three-way match, and at the end, we have Edge spearing Chris Jericho after he hit a code breaker on John Cena. So Edge gets the victory, and it's going to be Edge, Orton, Sheamus, and Cena for the title at the next pay-per-view, Fatal 4-Way. Give the WWE credit. They already have their main event set. They don't waste time. TNA does this a lot. They wait till 2 weeks before a pay-per-view to really set the main event or get people excited. We're a month away. The WWE has already set their main event. So that's how you have to do it. That was good. And it was a pretty good match. So I can't complain about that. But as for the Sheamus thing, Mark Henry, that was ridiculous. And a qualifier, he hasn't. When was the last time he won a match? 2000, 2001? It's been a while. Jon Lovitz was on the program tonight. He was the GM. I like Jon Lovitz. I'm a Saturday Night Live fan. I thought he was pretty funny. I thought he did pretty good. He was messing around a little bit with Maurice in the back. I didn't really understand that. He told Santino that he had to move. It was like, if you've seen Star Trek, the Spock move where he just grabs you and you're knocked out. Basically, Lovitz was saying it was something like that, a comedy thing. Then they have the Jon Lovitz talent search. I guess they're looking for talent. Eventually, they get a guy from the crowd who pulls out his eye. I don't know. I guess that was the big talent. I don't know what that was all about. Out of nowhere, Ted DiBiase Jr. and his new friend, Virgil, come out and he offers him money for the eye. He wants to buy the eye. And for some reason, this guy would not sell his eye. Look, I'm not making this stuff up. This was really what was on Raw tonight. That segment was terrible. And otherwise, it was a pretty good Raw, but that segment was really not that funny. Santino came out, did the pinch move on Virgil. It worked. And then he did it to Ted DiBiase, and it didn't work. Very silly stuff. This was not the best as far as comedy goes for the WWE. So I thought that skit was dumb. I thought the talent search was dumb. Jon Lovitz, I like you, but you are not a very good Raw host. So it is what it is. Oh, and big congratulations tonight to R-Truth, everybody. R-Truth is the new United States champion. He beat The Miz. Since Bret Hart's going to be the GM of Raw, they took that U.S. title off him, as you knew they would, and they had a match with Miz and R-Truth. R-Truth is the win. It's his first major WWE title. You know, he was the TNA champion, as Ron the Truth Killings, and all that before, but this was a big, big thing for Truth in his career. I've been a fan of Ron Killings for a long, long, long time, since he started with the WWE's K-Quick. So I am 100% behind Killings as the U.S. champion. Let's see if they focus now on that title and give it a little bit of a push. Okay, focus on the title. You haven't done anything with the U.S. title. Now's a good time with R-Truth in the driver's seat. The last thing that we want to talk about tonight on Raw is the debut of a new tag team. After the Hart Dynasty won their match, they were ambushed by two unknown Samoans. Turns out these Samoans are the sons of Rikishi. So Rikishi's two Samoan sons, who apparently have been in WWE developmental, tearing it up, attack the Hart Dynasty. It was great because they looked just like a tag team. They looked identical. They're Samoans. How many great Samoan tag teams have we seen? That's how tag team wrestling should be. The Hart Dynasty is a real team. These Samoans are a real team. So let's see a real feud for those tag team titles. Seems like slowly but surely, you know, the WWE is starting to get it a little bit more. We'll see if that continues. And the manager of that team, the Samoans, was none other than the daughter of Jimmy Superfly Snuka. So that was pretty cool. I think that's a good team. They already got me on board. I am in support of that team, whatever they're called, whatever they're doing. I thought that was neat, and they look like good heels. Samoans, it's tough for them to play the good guys, right? They look so mean and tough. So they should be a good tag team, and I'm looking forward to that feud. So overall, tonight on Raw, what was good? I like the new tag team. I like the focus on the tag team division and having actual tag teams. That was good. I liked the main event. I liked seeing Edge, Cena, and Jericho in a match together. It was pretty good for a Raw main event. I love Batista. I always like seeing him. I don't know if you want to put this on the good side because he quit, but I think he's always good on the mic. He came out in his wheelchair. He's a very entertaining guy, especially now on the microphone. I like him. Sad to see him go. And R-Truth won the U.S. title. Congratulations to R-Truth. The worst thing was that talent search with Jon Lovitz. That was barely funny, made zero sense, advanced no storylines. I didn't really see the purpose of it at all, but I won't complain too much. There's been worse than that on Raw. Not much, but there's been worse. And where was all the good wrestling tonight? There weren't a lot of good matches. The main event was good. R-Truth and Miz had a pretty good match, but overall, I felt like the wrestling was lacking tonight. So I thought that was a negative. And again, the booking in the WWE is usually very, very, very simple. Okay, they don't go out on a limb. They don't try anything spectacular. You don't see too many swerves or turns. You don't see too many mystery surprises. It happens, but for the most part, WWE is very, very simple. McMahon doesn't want to take any chances for better or worse. Okay, so tonight I'm going to give WWE Raw a B. I think that was a good show. A B is a good grade for it. I enjoyed it. I thought it was pretty good. It had its flaws. There were definitely some things that could have been improved upon, but other than the talent search, it wasn't awful. So I'm going to give it a B tonight, and that was Raw. I thought Over the Limit, by the way, we didn't do an Over the Limit pay-per-view. I thought it was a pretty good pay-per-view. Okay, I probably would have given it a C+, just for the record, if you were wondering. And that's it, everybody. Thanks for joining us. We are back now. We're coming back. We're going to be doing our Raw reviews. We're going to be doing our Impact reviews every Monday, every Thursday, and we're going to be doing all the pay-per-view reviews as well. And don't forget, catch us on the radio show every single Saturday at 6 o'clock. Me and TNA TJ bringing you the latest wrestling news, rumors, and results, and of course having a good time doing it, having fun. So join us. We have a real good time on the radio show. Thank you, guys. Welcome back to the Kick-Ass Wrestling Show. New episodes coming soon. We got a lot for you, a lot planned. I'm Big Al, and this has been your WWE Raw review.